What's good, y'all? Just want to share a couple words. I know we're in a very, very hectic time right now, and it's very hard to think about other people who are in need when a lot of the conversation is about, okay, how do we protect ourselves? How do we think about ourselves? How can I make sure I'm safe, I'm healthy? When the reality is, like, for me as an American, as a person in the United States, yeah, there are a lot of people that are in a position where they have to just think about themselves and their immediate family members around them, and that's understandable. But for those who are able to contribute and do something to help other people that are outside of our locale, I think it's pivotal right now. And it's just on my mind, it's on my heart, specifically because I was just in Madagascar last year, October, November, and it was a really humbling experience. One, because it allowed me to be in a place that was outside of just like instant gratification, accessibility, healthcare, water, food, language, just being in a whole different place. And yes, I was privileged in myself in being able to be in another country, to have enough money to eat every day, to have a roof over my head, to not worry about, am I going to be able to wash my hands or, have shelter, clothing. Um, but like countries who are impoverished and suffering a lot economically, and their populations already have enough trouble as it is, um, maintaining like just day to day sanitation and healthcare, I think it's pivotal that countries who have like really high GDPs or just like are at the top tier of like this status quo do all that they can to support a lot of other countries that are in need of this type of aid. And I say Madagascar because, like I said, I was just there, and it struck me when I saw, okay, the first three cases were reported by the Malagasy president. And this may not be a big deal to like a lot of people. Oh, three cases, but y'all see how fast this can spread. And thinking about being in Madagascar, it could potentially be a very pivotal thing because a lot of people don't have access to clean water to wash their hands. When you think about Madagascar, you may not when you not think about Madagascar, but when I was in Madagascar, a lot of things that I've experienced is that it's it's like a New York type vibe, especially in dense cities like Antananarivo, even in Diego Suarez, over in Nosy Bay. It's an island on its own, but you have like transportation, Majunga, a lot of transportation between these places. It requires people to be like literally bunched up shoulder to shoulder, like to get to and from where they're trying to go. Like you're walking on the streets, it's a crowd of people. Like I said, it reminded me of New York when I went to New York, and like people were just like walking together, and people don't have shoes. Like when it rains and it's like a lot of rain, you have water just like flooding the streets. It's not like the best sewer system, and I'm not trying to like down talk or like knock any country or knock Madagascar for what it has or what it doesn't have in comparison to the United States. But I know that a lack of specific resources can be detrimental to a population. And who knows, it may not be a big deal, but it may. And I just want to like throw this out there, so we can think about this a little bit more. And what does it look like to not just care about, oh, does our country make it, but does another country that's already been suffering from like just economic exploitation, cultural exploitation, things like that, just like land overuse. I don't. It bothers me. It bothers me, and I feel like there's more that like globally we could be doing to work together. We ain't gotta shake hands and touch one another to work together. We have minds. We have the internet. We have money and resources, and we have like a lot of other things that I feel like we're not putting to use effectively. And it's just my 2 cents. You may or may not agree with it, and that is a okay, because you're not supposed to agree with everything that I have to say, my opinions. It's my opinion. And you have every right to feel the way that you feel about it. And that's cool because that's your opinion. That's who you are. That's how you were raised. That's your perception of the world. That's how you were socialized. And, I just want to share what I think is important to me and something that's been on my mind. And it just wouldn't have sat well with me if I just suppressed it and didn't let it come out. So, yeah. Aside from all of that, y'all, don't live in fear. It's one thing to be cautious, take precautions, do your due diligence, yes, but don't live in fear. Don't let this thing suppress you from I don't know, just living. It's one thing to be confined and say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that, but it's another thing to say, all right, what can I still do, and how can I improve what I am currently doing, or how can I better use my resources that are available to me to continue to grow and learn. Like I said, everything that I say, has its own privileged perspective to it because I'm grateful. I'm blessed to have a house. I'm blessed to have water, food, an outlet that I can use to express myself, music. I'm here working on music day in, day out. That's what I normally do, and I'm glad I can continue to do that. But for those who may not have that resource or that accessibility, don't feel down in the dumps because you don't have something. Because I've been in a place where I didn't have something. I didn't start with all this. I had to earn and work my way up to it. And I don't want this conversation to shift into something else, so I'm going to stop right there and just be like, yep, look, y'all, move forward, keep going. It's all about resilience, solidarity, and coming together for a common cause to make sure that we can continue to thrive even when the circumstances are not favorable of us thriving. And take that as you may, digest it, process it. And if you got something to say, feel free to leave a comment below. That's what the comment section is for. It's cool. We can dialogue, we can talk about it. You may not want to talk about it, that's okay too. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the flip side, and go forth and prosper as always. Be blessed.